I ain't gonna lie, man. Look at this sky, man. Yo, man, it feel good to be here. Feel good in here today, man. Coffee. Man, Pete, I want to say, you got to be patient with yourself, man, and enjoy the process. You got to enjoy the process, and that's you have to trust the process of whatever you're doing, right? But you have to enjoy it, and this is crucial, right? You got to enjoy the process, right? So I'm using an example. You got somebody. You got basketball, right? Basketball's a love, man. It was probably one of my first loves, man. As far as basketball is one of my first loves, right? So this Pete, when you go out, you hooping, right? A hooper plays ball every day. It's no days off unless he like injured or something, twisted ankle, busted finger or something like that. But for the most part, a hooper shows up every day, and it's fun to watch. You know what I mean? Because you're watching somebody go from nothing. Like you could, if you study like me. When I started playing ball late, but I got ahead over like a matter of a summer, or a year even, right? Just practicing every day, our dribbles and layups, right? So you might not be all around the best at anything, but if you work on two things all the time, nonstop, that thing, it really develops quick. Right? Whereas though, oh man, like you'll really stick out for having developed that skill, right? So I say that to say, when you're a baller, you can apply it to anything. But when you're a baller, you show up every day, even with a cast on your arm, right? You see dudes out there getting shots up. He's not showing off. He needs somebody to hold his crutches to get a couple shots up. Some people that don't understand that, I understand it. Like that, it's work keeping you away from what you're doing, because that's a part of the process. You fell in love with the process, right? And that is a superpower. That's a superpower. And the process, yeah, you got to trust the process, but trusting the process, it could be that could be misguided a lot of times. You have to love the process. You got to fall in love with the process. You have to fall in love with the process. You do this every day. Where Drew at, man? He at the courts. He balling. That's because that's who they are. That's what they doing. So, not saying that everybody that loves the process is going to end up at the threshold of the NBA draft or nothing like that, even, right? It's not to say that, but just even being locked in or tapped into that loving the process of being a baller, it navigates you through life successfully, in my opinion. Give you an example. If your site, you ain't gonna call them friends, right? But let's say your circle of people that attach themselves to you, okay? Let's use that for example, right? Or just associates that you choose to entertain, right? If they're all athletes and they all ballers, right? Certain things are conducive for athletes or in ballers. That's not for, it doesn't veer off the path, to a situation that had you really crash out, right? Like when you hear of a baller or athlete or somebody, do something or fell off or doing that, they usually align to allow people to attach to them that attach to them that really wasn't aligned with them. That they might have been, they weren't athletes, because that's not what that's not what athletes do. That's not a part of their process. So even though the point of the story is, even though you might not have control, you don't have control of the outcome. None of us got control of outcomes, right? But that process will take you so far, and if you loving the process, you doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? You're doing what you're supposed to do when you're loving the process, regardless. We get on ourselves. We get on ourselves more than people actually get on, especially men, right? Because one thing I know about being men, right, and especially from the environment that I grew up in, is men. This is why men is important, This is why men. This is what it's crazy, right? Me as a man, right? I can't have I don't have picks when I'm a stand up, or stand up for myself, right? When dealing with another man, you want to respect it on sight. Like, men don't do stuff that they're not willing. Like, give you an example. Now, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna approach him on something, and something has to happen then. I gotta be prepared to fight or die about it, right? And that's just the world. That's nothing new. That's how the world is, right? Has been for a while, right? It's in a lot of environments, right? So the certain respect men have for certain things that we don't really care about. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that we don't care. It's not that big of a deal. So, when someone thinks about a man, or somebody feels about what a man does, it doesn't matter to us that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, not all, nothing I'm saying is all, but it just doesn't matter. So I just, you can't really you really just can't worry about outcomes so much. You know what I mean? Especially as a young man coming up in the days, you just can't. You just you gotta kind of tie in, and you gotta learn, and you gotta develop personally every day, and find something that you love, and you gotta be happy, and you gotta be able to be you and be calm and be happy being you. Because when you start, like, women are good at doing that. No disrespect. Women are good at doing that. Like, they address every single thing that pop off on their minds. Oh, that's just not, it's not healthy. And I'm not trying to change nobody the way nobody is, but that's not really healthy, and that's not what men and young men need to do. You know what I mean? We gotta fall in love with happiness and find a purpose and love a process, even if it's just the process of fixing ourselves, right? And getting healthier. I think that's worthy of falling in love with. That, man. If it's just the process of fixing yourself and getting healthy, that is the most, man, that's righteous. That right there, that if you don't do anything else, that's worthy. You understand? And with that, it's, you just gotta love the process, man, and align yourself with, or you don't have to align yourself with nobody, really. In my opinion, if once you really lock in to which way you moving and falling in love with the process of just that, even, man, negativity, the negative things become so unattractive to you that you don't even, I'm not gonna say you don't see it, but man, it damn near becomes invisible. It damn near becomes invisible, man. Like, I don't see nothing. And I part of my development, train myself to, when I get to thinking about something that ain't, you know what I mean, on a height, man, we ain't doing that. I tell myself, man, that's a bad habit. Facts. You know, so, you know, one thing I could, you know, if I could share anything with the day, you know, man, it feel good in here. Look at this sky, man. Ooh, man, it feel good in here. If I could share anything with y'all today, it'd be when you let that any negative thought, situation that's not in front of you, that's not happening right now, and you find yourself pondering on it, or, you know, having that conversation in your head about, you know, XYZ, catch yourself, pull yourself up, and let yourself know, say, you know what, we're not doing that. It's a bad habit. That's a bad habit. And kill it right then and there, you know. And you might do this multiple times during the day. Actually check yourself and say, yo, nah, that's a bad habit. we're not even doing that. We can think about what we're going to eat later, or, you know, whether we going, which way we going to walk, what, you know, what our workout's going to be today, or anything, you know, that's more worthy of that. So you just gotta, you know, be self-reliant on being self-accountable for your actions and reactions. You know, I don't even respond to certain things. I'm unavailable for that, you know, and I take the other thing that I should have did, I take it anyway, it comes. You know, straight. You gotta love the process. You gotta fall in love with the process. You gotta fall in love with the process and stop being so hard on yourself. You gotta stop being so hard on the world. Can be hard, but the world's not hard when you make it work for you. For real, things happen that happen, man. We can't control when we lose. You know, we care about people, and one day we born here, one day we'll pass this form, man. I've lost some guys close to me, real close to me, and I've faced personally, you know, the most traumatic of things that I've dealt with in my life that I feared that I was going to deal with. I've seen it. Faced it head on. Talking about trauma, you know, and guess what? We made it, man. This thing, yo, just so happy to be here, man. Thisisfruition. Peace.